Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmasso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below the purchase and pricing question email for this watch or any watch you see here on Watchbox Reviews. Buy it today, tmasso@thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a 2014 Baselworld launch that was discontinued after the 2017 model year. This is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual GMT Master 2 116719 BLRO, the first ever Pepsi or red and blue Cerachrome bezel 6-digit Rolex GMT Master 2. Now, throwing the watch on the wrist, I should mention all in white gold. It has incredible heft. Rolex solid link bracelets with milled clasps and solid casebacks create the impression of a platinum watch, not a gold watch. Any other brand's platinum watch would likely feel like this 40mm in gold. Now, you can see it sits low on the wrist. The timepiece is thinner than a sub. Those are about 12.8. This is 11.9mm by 40mm in diameter. 47.9mm from lug to lug. If you add the end links of the bracelet across the wrist, 51.2mm with a 20mm spacing between the lugs. Back in 2014, this watch was an absolute stunner for its price, its rarity, as well as its beauty. A timepiece that stands out in every way, and again, true to the original 1954 GMT Master 2 designed by Rolex for Pan Am pilots, featuring the blue and the red to represent the day and the night. Now, the timepiece has a matching solid center link, solid end link, white gold oyster bracelet, polished centers, polished outer facing, satin shoulders. You can see removable links fixed in place by screws. Rolex creating little gulfs between the links on the underside to avoid pinching skin, pulling hair, or trapping wrist heat. Ergonomics come to the fore with Rolex, as do aesthetics. Fully polished internally, you can see the white gold clasp includes a beacon hook, so there's a lift lock system. You can see that lock, and then there's a second lock, which is the clamshell. There's a little kerf underneath the Rolex crown, so you can easily dig in your fingernails. Pop this one open. You have the Easy Link system, which is the equivalent of adding or removing one sizable link. It's a 5mm in-out system that requires no tools. Separately, you can see there are 3 divots drilled inside the clasp and little tracks leading into them, so you can use your strap tool in conjunction with the spring bar to change the anchoring point of the bracelet inside the clasp. That's there to fine-tune the fit. Rolling back to the case, you can see the clasp polished on the center, polished on the face, satin on the shoulders, and this is the Super Case. It debuted on the GMT Master 6-digit in yellow gold back in 2005. Robust, substantial, with the appearance of a 42mm watch in a 40mm size. You can see how much larger it was on my wrist than the previous 5-digit, despite being a 40mm watch. It's the squared off lug profile and the sheer side of the case. You'll note the distinction between the satin finish and the polish that gives this watch its imposing larger than 40 look on the wrist. Now, you can see there is a Rolex triplock crown here in gold because it has 2 small flanking dots and 1 large center dot. Screw down crown, 100 meters water resistant. A few more notes about this bezel. The bezel itself is white gold. The insert is of ceramic, which is highly scratch resistant, and it has a lovely pastel tone to it that Rolex says was designed to emulate the original Bakelite bezel of that 1954 Charter reference 6542, sometimes known as the Pussy Galore after the Bond character who wore the watch. Now, it also features platinum deposits inside the indices and the numerals to prevent tarnish, as well as to stand out against the ceramic base. Now, you can see that the blue represents the nighttime hours and the red represents the daytime hours, and the idea originally was that you would set the 24-hour hand to Greenwich Mean Time, and then you would use the bezel to offset as to the local port or airport, your destination, to find that second time zone. But because you can now move the hour hand separately from the 24-hour hand, they used to move one at half the speed of the other. Now you could set a true dual time, set everything in sync, activating the hacking seconds, or pull the crown out to its first detent and simply relocate the local hour. Note that you can even jump the date forward or backwards, maintaining the reference time zone static. Now, the timepiece, I really need to wind, and you would have seen when it is in hour setting mode, it continues to tick along, so you won't displace the minute hand or the 24-hour hand. Inside the case, 31 jewel bidirectional automatic winding Rolex manufactured caliber 3186, 48-hour power reserve, 28,800 vibration per hour beat rate. It features a full balance bridge and a free sprung index for shock resistance. It is adjusted as a COSC chronometer in 5 positions, but then Rolex cases up the movement and attests to its precision of -2 + 2 seconds per day or better, which goes above and beyond the COSC. And whereas COSC is a bare movement test, Rolex tests the final product fully cased up as you would receive it. The overcoil hairspring, a Breguet overcoil, is made by hand, and it allows the watch to keep excellent time by beating concentrically, because it has centered mass, in any position on the wrist. Now, that overcoil is also made of blue oxidized niobium zirconium, which is a highly anti-magnetic alloy that Rolex calls parachrom blue. The timepiece is rugged, shock-resistant, anti-magnetic, water-resistant, a dual time, and with white gold hands and indices featuring lume on the dial, a black lacquer gloss dial, by the way. It is a highly visible, highly versatile timepiece that easily fits underneath any dress cuff. Email tmasso@thewatchbox.com with your purchase questions regarding this white gold Pepsi GMT. And we're back with the Pepsi GMT Just Blue by Night Rolex Chromolite Lume.